Hello, this is Kirill from forexboat.com and welcome back to the course on setting up your virtual private server for reliable Forex trading. In today's tutorial, we will talk about the portable mode. What is the portable mode for MetaTrader 4? Why would we ever use it? And what does it mean for us when we're using virtual private servers for Forex trading? As you know, in recent editions of Windows, the security protocols are quite stringent, and that's fair enough because Windows is used by a lot of people in offices all over the world for work, and therefore it has to be as secure as possible. However, with the release of Windows 8, these protocols and processes and procedures relating to security have become even more serious, and there's a very high focus on them. And for example, Windows 8 heavily relies on the user account control system, which basically means that all users using the same Windows on one computer have to have separate areas which only that user can access, so they can't see each other's files. And to keep up with these policies, and to be able to run correctly on Windows 8, MetaTrader 4 has released build 600 Plus earlier this year. In build 600 Plus, MetaTrader 4 implemented a lot of these controls as well, and that led to the creation of what we now know as the data folder. So what is the data folder in MetaTrader 4 and how does it affect us? Well, I'll quickly show you on an example. So here I have a MetaTrader 4 terminal, which I've just recently installed. I'm just going to launch that. As you can see here, I have an account open. I've got an expert advisor running, which is over here, a simple system version 5.0. I've got something on my chart. So where is this MetaTrader 4 installed? Well, let's right click on the icon, go to properties, and here we will see where the MetaTrader 4 is installed. It's installed in program files, MetaTrader 4. So why don't we go ahead and open that folder? I'm going to go to my computer, and now I'm going to go to drive C, program files x86, and I'm going to look for MetaTrader 4. There it is. So this is the folder where MetaTrader 4 is installed. So now let's go back to MetaTrader, and how about we open file, and we go here. There's a option called Open Data Folder. So let's open that. And let's see what that will open for us. As you can see here, this is a different folder. It looks very similar. It's got a lot of the similar subfolders like config, history, logs, pretty much all of them. But if you look at the path up here, it's completely different. It's C, users, test, app data, roaming, meta quotes, terminal, and so on. And actually a mix of characters at the end, a folder with the name of a mix of characters, which doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. So what is this? Why does this folder exist, and why does MetaTrader 4 open this folder when we request a data folder? Well, the reason is that this is the installation folder of MetaTrader 4. This is where all the executable files lie, and that's, for example, why you see here terminal.exe. That's the file that we're pointing to from our link. So that's the file that gets run when you run MetaTrader 4, and it's not, this same file is not here, and that's because this is the data folder. This is where all the data of this user is kept, so that even though he runs MetaTrader 4 from this folder, his files get saved in, or basically my files in this case, get saved in these folders, in this parent folder. And if you look closely at the parent folder here, it says C users test. Well, test is the name that I gave to this user who's using this computer that I used to record this video. So test over here is the name of the user, and therefore this is his data folder. So what does this mean? What implications does having a data folder have to us? And more importantly, why are we talking about this in a course on setting up a virtual private server? Let's go back to the presentation. So now that we have the data folder, let's look at the effects that it has. Well, the main two negative effects that the data folder has for us is, the first one is you can't copy paste. Meaning that if you want to transfer your working MetaTrader 4 directory from your home computer to your virtual private server, you can't just copy the whole folder and transfer it to your VPS, and like we would do before, maybe last year at the start of this year, before MetaTrader build 600 was released. We can't do that anymore, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be copying the MetaTrader 4 installation folder, but you're not going to be copying any of the data. All of the data is going to stay in your data folder, and you're not going to be catching it in the copy paste. And the second issue, which is probably even bigger for us, is that this new policy will have certain implications on our ability to set up MetaTrader 4 to auto launch. So ideally, when we set up our virtual private server, we want the Windows on our virtual private server to auto launch our MetaTrader 4 terminals if there happens to be a reboot or some malfunctions on the server, so that our trading is seamless and that there's our terminals are working 24/7. But with the data folder, Windows won't be able to do that. And even though that you have in the previous tutorials already set up Windows to auto launch itself using your login password, Windows will not have access to your data folder. So you starting the terminal by double clicking the icon is not the same thing as Windows starting the terminal. Windows will not see your data. So the data folder will actually prevent us from launching or configuring auto launch for the MetaTrader 4 platforms. So how do we go or get around this? What's the solution? Well, the solution is portable mode. And what portable mode is, I'm going to explain right now. So as the name suggests, portable means that you can carry something around. That's why there's this briefcase here. And the easiest way to understand portable mode is to look at it using an example. What we're going to do now is we're going to close all of these, close these folders, and I'm going to close MetaTrader 4 as well. But here in the settings or in the properties of the shortcut, at the top where the target is, after the quotation marks, after the link or the address of the exe file, I'm just going to type in space / and the word portable. And then I'm going to click apply and OK. So now I'm going to launch MetaTrader 4 again and watch carefully and see if you can tell the difference right away. As you can see here, MetaTrader 4 has launched, but my account's not open, and the expert advisor is not working, the charts are not there, and it's asking me to open a new account. So what's happened? Why is that? Why do I have to create a new account? If I expand expert advisors, you'll see that my expert advisor simple system is no longer there, and everything has changed. Well, the reason is because now MetaTrader 4 is no longer using the data folder. It's actually running out of the box. It's running out of its own folder, out of the installation folder. So it's ignoring the whole data folder concept. It's just running as it used to before build 600 plus. And I can prove that to you. If you click File and you go to Open Data Folder, you'll see that not the old data folder has opened, but rather the installation folder of Windows of MetaTrader 4 is now opened. Because you can see here, C, Program Files, x86, MetaTrader 4. So that means that MetaTrader 4 is actually going to be saving all the data here, it's running out of here, and so on. So there we go, that's what we wanted to achieve. And if you want to copy across all your files from your data folder for everything to work as it was, all you have to do is close Windows. Now we'll just go back to not using portable mode. We'll launch Windows again, close MetaTrader 4. Close MetaTrader 4, then launch it again in non-portable mode. Open up the data folder again so that you know where it is. Now close Windows. So all you have to do is just take all the files from here, drag them across, copy, and copy them all on into the installation folder, and then go back to your shortcut and put it into portable mode again. And once you've done that, now if you launch MetaTrader 4, it's going to be using this folder, the installation folder, but all your files are already there. So as you can see, I have Simple System version 5.0 running up there. I have my chart, I have my account, everything's working fine. And now I'm just going to close these two. And if I go to File, Open Data Folder, you'll see once again that it's opened the Program Files x86 MetaTrader 4 folder. And that's all we wanted to do, and that's a very handy trick for you to use to revert back to the old way that MetaTrader 4 used to work. Now, if you want to copy MetaTrader 4 to your VPS, all you have to do is right-click, copy this folder, and then put it onto your VPS using the method that we talked about in, I think it was the second tutorial of this course. And then you will also see in the next tutorial, you'll see how this portable mode will help us set up MetaTrader 4 to auto reboot and how we will be able to finalize our setup of the VPS. So that's all for today. I hope that explanation of portable mode was helpful. In the next tutorial, we will finally set up our MetaTrader 4 terminals to auto launch our VPS. I look forward to seeing you then. Until the next time, happy trading.